Welcome to the live. It's our first interview night, and we're going to be talking to Allie. She is a top leader with an Omni Marketing company called Bellamy, where I also am. So she's going to be my first interview, but we're going to see if I can't figure out how to get her on here because it's my first time doing that. Let me see if I can find her. Oh, hey, Allie, I just requested you. I don't know if it popped up for you. Oh, yay, it's working.
Yay!
I was super nervous because I wasn't sure if it would actually work.
It's working.
It's working. Hello, everybody. So this is Allie. Allie, I always don't know if I'm saying your last name right. Is it, I'm going to butcher it, Papalia?
That's good.
No?
You said it right the first time.
Okay.
Papalia.
Papalia. That's what I thought, but then I thought, because I said it the other way in my head for so long, so now I like get confused.
So did I. So did I. But it's like Italian. Papalia.
Yeah, if you do like this, like Mario, you'll get it.
Yep.
Papalia.
Yep.
So this is Allie, everyone. She's hopped on with us. So Allie is one of the top Omni marketers at Bellamy. She's been there 5 years. She's hit the top of the compensation plan like 3 times, I think. I mean, you've maintained, but you said you hit like the 2 times in the beginning, and then once again. I'll let you explain.
So we changed the compensation. So I hit the compensation plan 5 years ago, and then we changed the compensation plan and added another rank to the top. So I hit it again. So I hit the compensation plan, the top of the compensation plan twice.
Gotcha.
And then maintained.
Yeah. So you've been there 5 years, you said. Yeah. And I know that you were kind of like resistant to joining and like doing the marketing thing for a long time. So you had a friend. Yeah.
I am a self-proclaimed naysayer turned believer. I was the friend that didn't support people in social selling and said, I'm not going to buy your stuff. I mean, it's so embarrassing and sad to say that now. I think one time when I talked about it, I got teary-eyed. But it was by happenstance that I finally bought from a friend just to shut her up essentially, and then started learning and understanding how it worked. And I truly do believe that those that might not support it just don't understand how it works and don't understand the concept of it. Because if you understand it, you're doing it with us, or you're supporting people that do it for sure.
Gotcha. So I know a lot of people who are joining. I've been talking a lot in my stories about Omni marketing. In your words, like how would you explain Omni marketing? Because I know people know what network marketing is and people know what affiliate marketing is. Mm-hmm. So like if someone said, what is Omni?
So I feel like the best way to say what is Omni, it's the future, is that it is so network marketing, social selling, and then affiliate marketing like had a baby that is the best baby in the world. You know, it's combining the best of both worlds. It's taking the model of affiliate marketing, but adding the profits that social selling can give you. If you're an affiliate marketer, you know that your percentages that you're making are quite small, but with social selling, you can make up to 40% on what you're selling. So it really is the future of, just like affiliate marketing, not having a lot of restrictions, not having requirements. So letting the modern day entrepreneur sell and represent what they love on their terms without having to answer to a huge contract or anything like that.
And I like what you said about the profits you can make. So I do a lot of obviously I do Omni because I love it, but I do a lot of like affiliate marketing too. And a lot of times it's just like 5% or 10%. So when you get that 40%, it makes like such a huge difference.
100%. And then correct me if I'm wrong, with affiliate marketing, you are, given a product and you represent that product, but is there training and structure behind that
Mm-mm.
on educating you on that, not only the product, but how to share it? So
Yeah.
we've got that with Omni Marketing, is that we're going to give you the support you need. If this is an avenue you want to take, we're going to give you the support you need on having all of the education and knowledge and how to share that with your network and your friends and family as well.
Yeah. I know a lot of times if I'm approached by a company to do affiliate marketing, they're just like, here's a link and here's a code. And so it's very like, okay, without having done the Omni marketing and gotten the training and stuff I've gotten here, I wouldn't know what to do. Like I would make a lot of mistakes. Like I'd just be like, here's my link, go buy it. It's just, and it doesn't work that way. So the training does make a huge difference.
100%.
So let's talk about, I wanted to know, I always think this is like, I think this is a fun thing to like ask people. Do you have like one off the wall fact that like is really fun about you?
I'm a triplet.
Oh
So I have two sisters. So that's a fun one for sure. A weird, random, kind of funny fact is that I hate eating with metal
yeah.
spoons. I prefer plastic spoons over metal spoons. I
Yeah.
think that's like a weird quirk of mine.
Is it like the
Um,
texture?
I had braces for 5.5 years, had a lot of metal in my mouth, and I didn't want to like add more metal with the metal spoon.
Yeah.
So I just started grabbing plastic ones, and it's just stuck even after getting my braces
Okay,
off.
yeah.
So yeah,
That's
weird,
awesome.
but that's a quirk.
Yeah, that's cool. So I know, how did you hear about Bellamy in the beginning?
So I heard about Bellamy. So I was already in the network marketing space, but I was no longer aligning ethically with the company that I was with. My friend and I, AJ and I, were, looking for a company that aligned more with our beliefs and what we wanted to represent. And we couldn't find one. And I remember asking her, like, what if there's nothing out there that we want to be a
Yeah.
part of? And then a few months later, she saw a post that Melissa did, and she reached out to the CEO and asked her. It was so new, there wasn't a lot out there. So she reached out to the CEO, and AJ is somebody that is not only been a close friend of mine for over 20 years now, but also an amazing businesswoman. And she's been in the social selling industry longer than I have. So I've kind of like trusted her lead on that. So she found it, and we both were looking, and we tried the products
Mhm.
and fell in love with them, and it took off. So I was lucky enough to get to try it early on, when no one had heard about it, and then be part of the momentum and the movement that really exploded the company, which was really fun.
So I know you said the company you were with previously, your values didn't really align. What
Mhm.
kind of aligned with Bellamy when you saw it? Like what made you say, okay, I'm gonna like partner with this company?
So, with my previous company, I didn't feel like there was a lot of communication with the owners and corporate. And with this company, I felt like from the very beginning, Melissa was an open book. She told us her dream. She told us her values and what she wanted the future to be. It was just very easy to align with her almost effortlessly. There wasn't a lot of digging that needed to happen, to know that she was a smart businesswoman with the background needed. It was also very appealing to me that she was a woman, a woman of God, a woman that was heading up a beauty industry. And for me, I do believe that, men can be successful in the beauty industry, but I love that my CEO of health and wellness, beauty, makeup, skincare is a woman, because she's going to know what we feel
Mhm.
and what we want. So that to me spoke volumes. There was also a few instances in the beginning when we were going through growing pains, and we kept running out of stock. They told her to prepare for 500 people to join the company. And we brought in 7,500 in the first like 5 months. It was
Wow.
insane.
Yeah.
So the product, we ran out of product, and our eye cream, we got a shipment of eye cream in, and we go through vigorous testing, where they test the product before it gets packaged, and then they test it after it gets packaged. And something about it after it was packaged, she didn't like how it was testing. And we were sold out. We were sold out of eye cream, and she decided to trash that entire batch and start completely over, to keep with the reputation of the products, and not just put something out there to have something out there. So that spoke volumes to me, because we were all so eager to sell something, and she had it in her hands, but it wasn't perfect. So we had to wait until it was perfect.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks volumes for sure.
Yeah, that shows a lot of integrity, because I think a lot of people maybe wouldn't have admitted something was wrong and like just
Right.
pushed it out. So
Right.
yeah. So I know in the beginning, Bellamy was not an Omni marketing model. Once it became Omni, did anything like surprise you about that model, like in a good way or a bad way? Anything that was different?
I think so. Obviously, when you are used to doing something a certain way, change can be different. So I think that we were very excited for the doors that Omni Marketing opened. We were sticking to a structured network marketing plan originally, where you had to sell a certain amount to be active. You needed to buy in for your products. They never charged us for our websites or charged us to get paid, which was amazing. A lot of companies do that. We have no monthly fees, we have no annual fees. But when we went to Omni and it was open to affiliates, and you didn't have selling stipulations, if you wanted to run full force and sell products and grow a team, that's great. If a life event happened and you needed to take a step back for a few weeks or even a few months, the Bellamy police weren't going to come after you. Your account was going to stay active. And I think that was great in telling people about the company. Opening up to affiliate marketing, in the fact that a lot of social selling companies don't allow you to represent more than one brand at the same time. And here at Bellamy, as long as you're doing it ethically and you're not bad mouthing, another company, or you're representing yourself with integrity, you can represent as many companies as you want. You can sell, skincare from Bellamy and makeup from Makeup by Mario, whatever you want to sell. But we try not to compete with other social selling companies in the industry. We are wanting to be the best of the best when it comes to the skincare and the makeup that you're putting on your face. And so when we stepped back and realized we are trying to model the products like Chanel and the business model of XYZ, let's stop looking at what the other network marketers are doing, and let's make this our own. And since then, a lot of social selling companies have adapted this model as well. But we have a lot of write-ups in magazines and stuff about how we were the pioneers for it. And that's something to be very proud of, for sure.
I'm going to throw this out really quick because I see a few people saying they're interested. If you want more information, I did add in my link tree. The very first link should say something like, I'm interested. If you click that and fill it out, we'll get back to you. Because once this live is gone, I'll lose all the comments. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Perfect. Yes. Go do that and then come back and join us.
Yeah, come back. We'll be here. So let's get back to, what's your work schedule like with the Omni Marketing and Bellamy? Because I know when you started, you were also doing the newborn care at night and you were working 50 hours a week.
Yeah.
So how was your balance and how did you work that in?
So I am a new first-time mom. My son is 9 months old, but prior to having him, I own my own business as a newborn care specialist with a focus in sleep training. So I was going into families' homes for 12 hours a night, 4 to 5 nights a week, and working night shift with their newborns, getting them to sleep through the night. And so I joke that like I was doing 50, sometimes 60 hours a week while I was able to hit the top of the company. But I am lucky in the fact that I was able to double dip when the babies were sleeping. I gave up, I didn't sleep. I was online and networking and marketing and planning my content for the next day, or doing a lot of self-development, pouring into myself. So I will say almost, which is crazy to say this, but it was almost easier when I was working 50 to 60 hours a week, because I was in like a dark room and I knew when I could work and there was no one distracting me. As a new mom and having a 9-month-old, there has been some challenges and understand, just like my husband calls me a day walker now, just like there's been challenges in learning how to go from night shift to day shift. But being a new mom, I think that I was just talking to somebody today about it, that not only is it a matter of fitting it into your schedule as a new mom, but there's something about when you become a mom, those first few months are very repetitive. They can be very lonely. It's literally you and your baby at night. That's all you're thinking about. So for me, it was nice having something else to, for me to pour myself into. So even it was just listening to team calls or trying a new product or even washing my face at the end of the night, that was for me. And that's what this company brought me, the confidence. And I don't want to call it a hobby, but that might be how some people started out as a new mom, something to give them something else to focus on besides the repetitiveness of what it's like to be a first-time mom and how those hours can be.
Yeah, and I think that's a part, like a lot of women don't realize until they have a baby, it can be kind of lonely and isolating. I know after I had my son, I had really bad postpartum, and that's kind of when I started getting in to the network marketing and social selling, because I was like just scrolling my phone and I started seeing these people like selling things, and then I'd be up and I'd be watching their lives, and it kind of felt like a community too. Like I wasn't alone in the middle of the night. I had something to like engage me, so it wasn't just so like, I don't know, lonely, you know?
There's something about seeing another human on the other side of the screen, which is crazy as it sounds, whether it be a live that you're watching, a training that you're watching. I even recommend new moms like getting on Marco Polo and voicing your friends and stuff, because you want that community when you're going through that. And that's one thing I think that I can say very proudly here at Bellamy. We have such a strong community, and we've worked really hard from the very beginning to make it feel like home for people. I know that can sound cheesy, but we've just done, in my opinion, a really good job of including everyone and being there for everyone, no matter what stage of life they're in or how old they are, how young they are, whether they want to work a ton or whether they want to work a little bit. There's room for everybody.
Yeah. I have a guy who's interested in potentially joining, and he was worried that he only had time in the evenings after work. And I know you said you worked a lot at night. Did you find that to be hard if you were like trying to message people or talk to people, or was that pretty easy to still work into your schedule?
So I feel like the best time to work a social selling business is the evenings after work, because that is when most people are winding down. They are playing on their phones. Maybe they are getting sucked in by ads or buying something or scrolling on social media. So I find the evenings, and I do feel like that helped me on night shift. I would work, from 7 p.m. sometimes to 1 or 2 a.m. where I was actually talking to people, because that's when people had the undivided attention to give to me, when they weren't chasing kids around or they weren't at a 9-to-5 job. So I definitely think that that's the time, even if you are a stay-at-home mom, that sometimes the hours of like 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. are going to be the quietest hours for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also going to be the time where you're able to connect with other moms and other people looking to do this as well.
Yeah. I find that too. Most people are, if they're like me, like I like lay in bed at night. I don't even watch TV. Like it might be on for like noise, but I'm just like scrolling until I'm just like tired. So they're gonna see you on there, I feel like.
100%. 100%.
So what inspires you to keep going in this industry? Because I know it like has its ups and downs. Like what helps you to stay motivated?
I will say I feel like that answer definitely changes, again, with different seasons of life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have, because there is ups and downs in this industry, just like there is in life. And I had a very hard pregnancy. And there were days where I was on bed rest and I just wanted to sleep all day. And I would tell my husband, like, oh my gosh, like I'm not working the way I want to work. Like, what if I'm not doing this the right way? Maybe I should just take like a sabbatical, like a real
Mm-hmm.
break, so that I don't, feel guilty. And he said, if you didn't do social selling, you would feel lost. You
Mm-hmm.
would feel, not fulfilled. And that's true. It's very
Mm-hmm.
true. So there's a bunch of different things that keep me going, but I will say what social selling has given to me is almost hard to explain. It's given me a confidence that I didn't know that
Mm-hmm.
I had. It's given me leadership skills. It's given me passion. It's given me drive. It's given me the ability to travel around the world. It's given me friends that I didn't know I needed in my life. That real life friends. They say you don't meet friends on the
Yeah.
internet, but I've met my friends on the internet and I love it. But I would say if you give it what it deserves and you really say yes to an opportunity like this, the rewards are not just going to be some extra income. It
Mm-hmm.
really will help you internally as well, as wild as that sounds. So I feel like it's definitely, I keep going for myself, but then also I'm living my why. I knew, I owning my own business, I was successful with my own business, but I worked night shift. And I knew when I had my son, I wouldn't want to work night shift anymore. And so I wanted to be able to make an income to provide for the household and be at home with him and not work nights. And I'm doing that now. So that definitely, my son is what keeps me going as well.
Yeah.
And just the love of the products and the company. There's a true loyalty and connection I have with this brand, and I'm proud to represent them. And I don't think there'll ever be a day that I am not excited about what this has done for us. And I've been here for 5 years and I'm still
Yeah.
just kind of in awe about what it's done for my family and for me personally and for the women on my team. Getting to watch them live out their whys and watch their confidence
Mm-hmm.
shine through is really exciting too, and really fulfilling for sure.
Is there anyone in the industry who inspires you or you look up to?
So you and I both have this in common, but I really like Jessie Lee Ward. I was watching her back when she was doing makeup and like body paint and stuff
Mm-hmm.
7 or 8 years ago. I can't even remember what company she was with back then. I don't know if you know, but it doesn't matter. But I've watched her turn into like the #1 network marketing income earner. So just getting to watch her, she would sit on her floor and in a corner and do makeup tutorials and stuff. So she's really cool to watch. I would even say AJ Yates, who is my mentor and my
Mm-hmm.
close friend of 20 years. I admire her in this industry. And even there's a lot of even just women in Bellamy in general that I've gotten to know. And I know their life story. I know where they started, where they are now. And so that's just inspiring to be around, as well as all kind of having the same passion and dream, and being around each other. That's very inspiring.
Yeah, I love it. Do you have, so for other entrepreneurs who might be watching, do you have like any productivity hacks or tips you might want to share with them?
I would say my favorite thing to do is so at night, so like when we get off this live, I like making notes in my phone with the little check marks. I'm love a good list. But making the check marks, the list the night before on what you want to accomplish the next day, so that your brain has like a clear direction of where to go when you wake up. And I had a list yesterday, and I had one last thing on there to do, and it was literally the last thing I wanted to do. But I did it. I still made it happen at 10:30 last night, and then was able to crawl into bed knowing that I got that last check mark crossed off. That's not going to happen every day, but I feel like lists are key. And especially kind of planning your week out, or at least planning the day before out on what you believe you can accomplish, can really help you be the best version of you as you can be.
Yeah. I find that like I'm not a morning person, so that does help me too. Like if when I'm in my groove in the evening, I can
Yeah.
make a list. I like
Yep.
can actually get started the next day instead of just like sitting.
I'm
So
not, I don't mind getting up in the morning, but I'm not, I work better at night. So instead of like procrastinating or putzing around in the morning, if I have my list, then it kind of helps my brain go, okay, well, you can at least start doing this, or let's start thinking about how we're going to do this and stuff like that.
yeah. So what would you tell someone if they were thinking about starting a side gig like with Bellamy and Omni Marketing or something else? Would you have any advice for them?
I would say the biggest thing in starting a new business venture is, I would say, dive in head first. I would say soak up as much education as you can while you don't, earn while you learn. Like, don't, just educate yourself. But I would say, educate yourself as much as you can, and constantly be welcoming to growing. So growing, within your leadership skills, within your productivity skills, you have to be able to give back to yourself, with self-development. There's amazing books and podcasts, but I would say if you are going to be starting a business venture, you need to also look at yourself almost as a business venture, in the fact that you need to be poured into just as much and encouraged. Get a clear set of goals, put them on your wall, and don't take no for an answer. Don't take no until you've achieved those goals. And we've seen it happen. I have my vision board over here that it still blows my mind, the stuff that has come true off of the vision board. But when somebody really, really wants something and they want that something to be successful, nothing's going to stop them. But in order for them to not be stopped, they have to be pouring into themselves with the right kind of motivation and inspiration daily, so that they don't get drained or stop when they hear 5 no's when the 6th one could be a yes.
So when you're talking about motivation and inspiration, is it like, do you like books or podcasts? Like what's your favorite kind of go-to for that?
So I enjoy like all of it. So I think that I do have ADD. So sometimes the podcasts are the way to go, which again, that's another thing to do the night before. Pick out the podcast you're going to listen to in the morning, maybe while you're getting ready, because you can spend hours just scrolling, and that's not very productive. Craig Groeschel, I think is how you say his name. He is amazing with leadership training. But just there's so, I mean, you literally type in self-development books online, and I think that constantly being able to, it's just like affirmations, just constantly pouring into yourself with as much knowledge and creating that self-worth and that drive is just as important as the business side of the business and making sure you're doing all of the structured things. You need that push within yourself as well. So you have to make sure you're filling your cup up too.
Yeah. I think it's really hard because I know I took a step back. I had some life events happening and I needed to just take a minute. And I know I also stepped back from that personal development. And even though I knew what to do, it was hard to do it because I found myself questioning what I was doing constantly. So I think that's really important too.
I for sure agree. And I think that we all have seasons in life where we need to step back, but it is, it's wild how much the brain soaks in of what is going on around it. So if it is a Netflix show or it is music or whatever it is, your brain is soaking it in. So if you can just listen to an empowering podcast, or maybe it's a sermon or listening to a book on tape. I am a huge fan of listening because I can be, emptying the dishwasher, doing other things while I'm listening to the self motivation, but that's also hearing somebody else putting it into your brain as well. And I think that it really helps. It really goes a long way.
I think so too. What would you recommend to people if they were looking to partner with a new company? What would you recommend they look for in that company before they partnered with them? Are there any red flags?
So you for sure want to make sure you're a believer of the products. So when we were looking in the beginning of this chat, we talked about trying to find companies that we maybe wanted to partner with, and we just couldn't get behind some of the products, or that didn't fit our personal brand or network. So I think you've got to love the products that you're recommending. You've got to believe in the products. And I think that really doing a deep dive into the CEO and owners of the company is key, because that's who's calling the shots. And so if you don't line up ethically with them, then, do you really want to partner with that business? So I would say do your research, make sure that it is a business model like Omni Marketing, where you aren't going to have restrictions. You're doing this on your own terms. You don't have to carry inventory. You're not going to get charged. You don't have to sell a certain amount, because life happens. And who are we to give you these stipulations when in return you are helping this brand grow on your terms, on when you want to work it. So I think that those are important things to look at for sure.
So I know that network marketing and affiliate marketing, they can all kind of have a negative stigma sometimes. Are there any things you hear that you wish people knew weren't true? That's just not the case?
So I was the person that had the negative stigma against social selling. I thought it was a scam. I really thought it was a scam, and that it conned people out of money. That's another thing. If you have to buy a large amount of product, or if you have to spend a bunch of money to gain access to then sell the products, I feel like that's a huge red flag. You can join for free here. You do not have to buy any products. I think that you should buy products, but it's products for you to use, not for you to resell. It's for your own stock. But I think that the only people that make money are the people at the top, or the people that got in the beginning. With the way our comp plan is positioned, we pay very well, more so in the middle towards the end of our comp plan, because that's where most people are going to fall. And if we are at the top of the company, those people in the middle are our teams, and we want them to be happy. We want them to be making money, but it's one of those things where people are like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, and and that just bothers me so much, because I'm sitting here going, if you work in corporate America, you have a boss. And if you work in corporate America and you bring someone to your job and get them hired, you're not getting any kind of kickback from that, if you, and my sister complains about it all the time when she refers people to her company and they end up buying a bunch of services,
Mm-hmm.
she's not getting a kickback from that. Why not? Why not? Why is everybody against being rewarded for sharing a product
Mm-hmm.
or introducing somebody to a product? And I just feel like that's something I did not understand until I was in it. And then I saw, okay, well, yeah, I told my sister about this moisturizer and she bought it. So I'm going to make a little bit of money off of that. And if she tells somebody about, it's, to me, it's a very smart business model.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you compare it to corporate America, this makes more sense to me than corporate
Right.
America. There's a cap that you can make no matter how hard you're working in most jobs. Well, here you're going to get paid for the more you sell.
Right.
It's not like there's a cap. So I just feel like that to me makes sense. I don't ever
Yeah.
want to work for a job where there's a cap and my work ethic isn't going to pay off. So that's where I stand on it. But I was definitely somebody that had those thoughts, and then I just needed to be explained and understand it and see it for myself.
Yeah.
And now I'm a believer.
Yeah. That's one thing I love too. I know, like in corporate America, a lot of times if you're really good at your job, you sometimes don't get the raise that you think you deserve, and they just give you more and more work, and you're not really getting rewarded for how good you are at something.
Mm-hmm.
But with this, if you're really good at it, if you're really good at presenting the products, if you're really pouring into yourself, if you're really honing in on those skills, you're going to make the money that you should be making for those skills. So that's really
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Okay, so we're almost to the end. If you could go back to when you were 18 and give yourself advice, what would you tell yourself?
I would told myself to start social selling when I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
100%. The amount of like people when you're 18
Mm-hmm.
is like way more than the people well, now it's, done a good job networking, but I feel like at 18, you should be, why not be an affiliate
Yeah.
or be representing some kind of brand, because it is such a little to no cost to start
Mm-hmm.
up if you want to join for free. But at 18, you don't, it's literally the business model is handed to you to learn and pour into. So I wish that I understood what social selling was when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a lot of 18-year-olds on the team, but you can join if you're 18. I also feel like at 18, not a lot of people have that, they're just figuring out life.
Right.
But I wish I could go back and be like, just start, being an entrepreneur and getting rewarded for referring products.
I think it's a lot more acceptable with like Instagram and to be like a marketer like that now too.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Is there anything else you would want to add for someone who is thinking about Omni Marketing or joining a company?
I would say that one of the myths out there is, join and work when you want to work and post when you want to post, and people will just buy from you. I will say that like this is a job. Like you treat it like a job. If you want to get paid like a job, you treat it like a job. And so I feel like the best advice would be what you put in is what you're gonna get out. And it might take a little bit of time of putting in the hard work of networking and connecting and meeting people and learning how to market the products. But what you put in is what you're going to get out. AJ posted something the other day about what was that quote? She said it was like from an Olympian that trained for 4 years for a 10-second run or something. And a lot of times people give up too soon because we live in a world where we want immediate return on. It's just wild that today's society is just entitled to, I did this, so I deserve this. But I think that what you put in is what you're going to get out. So my advice would be, if you're thinking about doing this, it's on you. It's, we're going to be there to give you all the tools and be there to guide you through it. But I truly feel like those that are the most successful in this industry are the ones that are self-motivated and pouring into themselves and go out and learn it, and they don't need a lot of hand holding or pushing. They are determined to be successful and figure it out, and we're there to guide you through that, but we can't make you want it more than you want it yourself. So if you are thinking about doing this, it's up to you to really decide on how hard you want it and how hard you're going to run for it and what kind of time you're going to put into it. And I think there's a spot for everybody in everybody's life. You know, if you want to just put in a few hours a day, if you want to put in a few hours a week, that's fine. But look at what that's going to result in, and make sure your goals line up with what you're giving your business.
Yeah. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about or add?
I think that's it. I think that there was a statistic, and I don't think this is the notebook that I wrote it down in. It might be, but yes, it is. Where is it? That Melissa said at conference, that was it, like, what year was it that 83% of people were going to have a side gig?
I have the thing and I'm trying to flip through because I knew you were going to say that. 83% of Americans will have a side business by 2027.
Okay, so that's like 5 years from now. And I think that it's, you know, in the beginning, you drive for Uber or you have a second job. Like, why wouldn't you have a side gig? Another stat she gave was the average American spend 2.5 hours on social media a day, and that's 17.5 hours a week. That's 75 hours a month. I am like, it drives me crazy, the people that spend so much time on their phones, but they're not getting a return from that. Whether it be self-development or whether it be making 5% on affiliate marketing. Like, we live in a world where referrals and testimonies is what sells. We are going to, as buyers, we are going to buy something based on what other people say about it. We scroll to the comments on Amazon. We look at the Yelp reviews of a restaurant. We're not going off of like the clinical studies, or we are literally going off of what our friend's mom said or our brother's friend said. So we're out there wanting your opinions on things and wanting to give your opinion. So why not get rewarded for that? Is my thing. Like, why, if you're not doing it, why not?
Yeah, you know? I mean, these people are looking for that. That's why the affiliate marketing model is so popular with companies right now, because they know I can put a commercial on TV, people are going to ignore it. If somebody suggests it, people are going to listen and buy it. So why give the company that kickback? Why not give yourself that kickback?
Right. And it's not too late. I feel like a lot of people think, oh, you know, this has been going on for, I mean, network marketing has been around for a lot of years. I don't know how many, a long time. And affiliate marketing has been around for a while now too, but it's not too late to start. Like, there's billions of people in the world, you know, like, it's not too late. So find something you're passionate about, and go after it. Find a product, find a brand you're passionate about, and figure out how to become an affiliate with them and to share it with your network.
Yeah. And if anyone watching was interested in Bellamy or Omni Marketing specifically, I did add a link in my link tree. If you want to fill that out, we can get back with you and talk more about if that's right for you or something that would fit. But one thing I want to add about Bellamy, and I know we touched on it earlier, is the training on how to do this is here, which is what is so different than most other places. We're actually going to teach you, like right now we're doing that Reels challenge. So we're like teaching people how to do Reels, which is really big for marketing right now. So that's huge.
There's a step-by-step onboarding program that AJ created that you can do at your own pace and dive into 5 trainings a night if you want to, or 1 training a week. So we give you the tools. We're not going to just throw you out in the middle of the ocean and say, figure it out.
Here's a paddle. Go.
Yeah. But I do think that anyone that really wants this and is passionate about it can do it, for sure.
Me too. All right, Allie. Well, if anyone wants to follow you, where can they find you on social media?
They can find me at allielee.papalia. And maybe you'll tag me in this too.
I'll
But
tag you when I.
Yeah, allielee.papalia.
All right, you all. Well, thank you, Allie, for joining me. I enjoyed talking.
You are so welcome. Me too. I enjoed it. You
And
have
if you
a
join,
wonderful night.
you too. And I was going to say, if anyone joined at the end, I'll put the replay up here shortly on my wall. So.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, Allie.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.